So, it's been a while since I've made a video. For those of you who are actually following my videos, I used to make videos about my transition, my gender transition, female to male, and I've recently sort of gotten out of habit of that, but it's 2 years on T for me. Although this video is not really related to that, it's more related to a general life transition that I wanted to capture. So still about a transition in a way, and it does have to do with gender as well. So if you're looking for that, I guess you can stay tuned. But what I wanted to capture was I will soon be traveling to Bali, Indonesia, to be part of an experience with learning some gamelan there, which is a type of music from Indonesia, as well as just learning about the culture. And I'll be going actually with my professor who originally taught me gamelan. And so it will be a really the way that I have always wanted to see Bali and that I honestly never thought was possible. It was always one of those places that like I would list when people would ask me, where do you want to travel next? But it was so intimidating to me because it's like a language that doesn't use like the English letters at all. It's like three-quarters way around the world, and it's like a 27-hour flight, and I just was too scared to do something like that myself. But the way that I'll be going will be sort of through a school trip, you could say, but I'm not part of the school, so I'll be getting like the best of both worlds. Like I can go do whatever I want, but I can also learn from the people that are there and like my professor who's studied Bali and lived there. So it's really the way that I would, or anyone would ideally want to see it. So I'm excited for how it's going to change me. I made a similar video to this one before and after I went to Greece. So I'm going to document my thoughts on it now, and then document my thoughts on it after the trip. So first I'll start by saying the main two reasons, I guess, that I really am excited about going, and my reasons like driving me to go to Bali. So the first is actually surprisingly related to gender. So in the gamelan, there's a certain like outfit that people wear for the performances, and it's different for men and women. And for the men, you wear like this really beautiful headdress that's like gold and purple and red, and like a sarong and a shirt and everything, and it's very beautiful. In fact, like the beauty of the gamelan instruments is the reason that I wanted to play them in the first place. I remember when my friend was giving me a tour of like the school, and he walked me into this building in the music room, or music building, sorry, a room in the music building that had these red and gold beautiful instruments. And I didn't even know what they sounded like. I just looked at them and said, I want to play that. Like, I want to be seen with those because they're so beautiful. It was kind of like, when you're on a date with someone because you just want to be seen with them. Like, they're so cool. You want everyone to know that you're together. Like, that's how I wanted the gamelan and me to be. So anyway, with the outfits, they're very aesthetically pleasing as well. And the first gamelan concert I ever performed in, I was wearing the female outfit, but it was at a point where I was transitioning or like knew I was going to be transitioning, so it felt very strange. I was like wearing that outfit and like, oh, I really shouldn't be wearing this. And so after that point, I came out to the professor and said like, hey, I'm a dude now. I want to wear the dude's outfit. And so when I first wore that outfit, I don't think I even knew it at the time, but it meant like so much to me. Because it was the first time that I was participating in an activity where it was the things that you wear were distinguished between male and female, and that I got to actually wear the outfit that like I knew I should have been wearing for like 21 years prior. So it was a big deal. And the other thing about it is that the outfits themselves for both the men and the women are pretty. Like they're beautiful, and the idea of like getting to be like the manlier of the two options, but still looking like a beautiful, pretty like prince was like the best. And it was just reaffirming that like even though I knew I was a man, but that I'm a pretty guy, like it just allowed me to express that perfectly in the outfit. So the outfit and the music and everything, I guess, is very meaningful to me. Now, I say I guess about the music because I don't feel as well versed in that, but what I can say about that part of it is that um, for me, I had done some music before, but music was always one of those things that, like, I guess it seemed intimidating because everyone I knew involved in it was very perfectionist about it. And I loved like singing, I like making sounds, and like I love music. The house that I grew up in, like my parents and my family, we play music all the time, like eating dinner, just lounging around. Someone always has an iPod on, and it's good music too, like classical music and so on. And it was the first time that I felt like really empowered in the sense that I could play music and it sounded good. And specifically with playing gamelan in the United States, forgive the traffic in the background there, I'm in the city, so it's kind of going to happen. But anyway, playing gamelan in the United States, no one knows when you mess up, and it's just like instant music cred with people who don't really know music because you're playing this instrument they've never seen before. It sounds great. Therefore, you must be a decent musician, and so that was a really nice thing. So I'm excited to experience that, but of course not experience that in Bali because they'll know there that I have the skill of like a 5-year old. But hey. So anyway, those are the reasons that I was drawn to Bali initially. The things that I hope to get out of it are one, I want to write about it. I don't know if I'm going to write like a short story or, God forbid, something nonfiction about my personal life, which is my least favorite kind of writing. But I want to basically capture the things that I'm seeing there, like the plant life, the people, the smells, like, everything in words. And this is something I did in Greece, and I don't think it should be that hard for me to do, or remember to do rather while I'm there. But in Greece, I would just write like descriptions, and it didn't really have to fit in a story because I knew it was going to find its way in a story somewhere later on. So I want to do that, but I also want to know what the story is that I'm going to write before I leave. So that's a goal and a kind of a difficult one because you never know when inspiration will strike with writing. And then the last thing that I want to do with this trip is, being 20 something, I'm still trying to figure everything out. I mean, really, I don't even have to put in the clause being 20 something because as I'm learning, even the people that I know that are like 40 something are still trying to figure everything out. But nonetheless, I'm going through a sort of transition, if you will, of coming to understand the corporate world, coming to understand the academic world, and then sort of like the world of people who don't really fit into either of those two, and trying to see um, I don't know which one of those is me. And there's so many other questions that I'm sure everyone has asked or is asking, and I won't be boring and list them all because you know them all. But like, do I value money over valuing my passion, like doing what I love? Is my passion money? Do I want to travel or do I want to have nice clothes? And like, there's so many questions at play right now that I have to kind of just focus on one or another for the moment. But what I hope that traveling will do is that in sort of providing a different background to my life and my normal actions, that difference that I see, or like the difference of like how people react to the way that I am, or my way of solving things or looking at things, I want that to inspire like some sort of change in me, not in the sense that I think that I need to be changed, but I need, I guess, to see difference or to see how other people live, and hopefully that'll influence me and help me figure out the big question: what do I want to do with life? So those are my goals. No big deal. Just gonna figure out my purpose. But no, I don't think that I'll suddenly come out of one journey with, an epiphany about how I want to live. But this isn't Eat, Pray, Love, but I do want to I guess compare myself, even though people say that's bad, like, oh, don't go on Facebook, you'll just compare yourself to people. I think it can be helpful just in small doses, and I want to compare my life in America to people's life in Bali and see if there's something there that I'm missing. So, yeah, it sounds cliche, but I want to do it. So, there's my thoughts, I guess, going in. And I guess I'll check in, a month later.